What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and I'm at a point now where I'm starting to feel like smaller is better. I know a lot of people out there is probably feeling the same way, and I've been grabbing a lot of these little tiny quads because I've been doing a lot of flying indoors. These little Pico quads in particular, I've been grabbing a lot of, and this one here is the Hubsan Nano Q4 SE, also known as the H001. And my boy Drones and Dogs put me onto this one. It's been out for a few years, I guess, maybe at least a year. I have seen Tigger's reviews with one of these little guys, but I don't know how it slipped under my radar. So here we are now. I have this little guy. It comes with one of these little transmitters that it stores inside of. And you can see the props in there. That's all it came with is the props. It came with this little USB charger here that goes on the back, and it came with this little tiny instructions manual. Let's have a look at it early. Not really much. It's just a one-page fold-in, and so that's all we got for the instructions manual. It's pretty much straightforward. It's one of the few ones that you can still get. Actually, these Pico quads, a lot of them are loose throttles here, teaching good throttle management with these little guys. No altitude hold, and that's a good thing. There are some that have altitude hold, but I'm trying to stay away from those for now. I really like the ones without altitude hold, but this little guy looks very unique, very different from what I'm used to in these little Pico quads, so I was feeling like I had to have it. And also, one of my favorite nanos is this little guy. This is the Hubsan H002, and this little guy has been one of my favorite indoor flyers. I've been flying this little guy indoors. It comes with a camera, but I don't use the camera too much. I think the camera is 720p, not bad at all for a little quad like this. But this thing is a really nice flyer. I personally think that this is Hubsan's best flyer out of all the smaller drones that they have. This one seems the most stable. The accelerometer doesn't get dizzy or anything like that. The programming seems like it's better in this one. Anyhow, this was one of my favorites, and this one looks a lot like it. And so check it out. It looks very similar. And it's actually on the same protocol, but a few things are different. But the transmitter for that guy isn't much better than this one here. Actually, this one is probably a little better, but some of the channels are a little different. You don't have to reverse any channels, but the flip channels and all are different. But anyhow, I had to have this little guy, and I have it now. I have to say that this thing is a really nice flyer. It flies really nice pitch on it, and a really nice yaw rate. This one has a better yaw rate than most of the other ones that I've flown. Only the Sky King has a yaw that's competing with this one, but this one has a really nice flight characteristic in all, but it does have a little quirk where this thing tends to cut out on me. Now, I was watching Tigger's reviews, and he was flying this little guy around, and it seemed like it was doing that for him, but he was trying to do manual flips with it. I haven't tried to do any manual flips or anything like that. I've just been flying it hard, yanking and banking with it, and it seems like that does it too. That makes it eventually cut out, or maybe it's I don't think it's the range, because I saw in Tigger's review he did a long range, not very long, but pretty long for this little guy, and he was flying it outdoors, and it's definitely a further distance than what I've been flying this little guy indoors. So it can't be the distance. It has to do with the yanking and banking, with me flying it hard and banking, and I don't know what it is, but this guy seems to cut out sometimes when I'm pushing it hard. And so I don't know, some of you guys out there might have this little guy. Let me know if you're flying it hard, if sometimes you lose signal or you have to reset it. What it does is the lights it'll just fall, and then the lights will start flashing, and I'll have to turn the transmitter off and then back on and go up and down on the throttle stick to rebind it. And so it fits inside here. I know a lot of you guys be wanting to see it. go inside, so you want to see every little thing about it. So check it out. It fits inside there, no problem. And the transmitter is pretty decent for a nano transmitter. It takes 2 AAA batteries right here. No problem with the screw or anything. You don't need the screw. You can take the screw out the first time you remove it. You can leave it off. And then here we have the on and off switch. The light is inside there. So it's a pretty decent little flyer. I like it. But I just have that one little quirk with it. Check it out. It's a really nice lit quad there. Nicely lit. So you can possibly fly this thing at night or in the dark or in a light or in a low lit room. So let me see if I can bind it real quick for you guys. Check it out. Let the lights go solid for you guys. And so it does have headless mode. It has 1 key return. The 1 key return just flies it backwards down the heading. The headless mode just keeps the heading that it's facing when you first activate the headless mode. But in all, this thing is a pretty decent flyer. I really like the way it flies. Pretty decent flight time as well. I can get about 5 minutes of flight with this at least. But I push it hard. You might be able to get more out of it. And this thing is just a really nice flyer that has that little quirk with it. I don't know if it's just mine and Tigger's. So please let me know in the comments. I really like the way this guy looks. It's a really nice looking little quad. A little tiny Pico quad. I don't have any little nanos near me to really compare it to. But that Hubsan. This Hubsan is a little larger than the CX-10. But you can pretty much get an idea of how tiny this little guy is. But let's take this guy up in the air so you can see how it flies. Alright, so we're going to have a look at this little Hubsan H001 Pico quad. We're going to take off from the ground here with it. We're going to fly with this stock transmitter. So let's get it up. There it is there. Look at the little punch out. So, okay, so this is the yaw. We're in first rate. So, pretty decent yaw. Check it out. Let's look at side flying aileron. Pretty sporty already in low rates. Forward, backwards flight. Let's show you guys a little funnel that it can do. From not really tight, but you definitely can maneuver around pretty well with it in the first rate. Check it out. And so there we go there. What I was talking about with this thing having a tendency to just cut out sometimes. So when that happens, you just turn off the transmitter, turn it back on, and it automatically just binds back up. You have to go up and down on the stick again. I don't know what that is. I can't explain that. I don't know if the accelerometer gets dizzy a little or what's going on, but this little guy's acting weird now. Acts like a motor is dying now. Let me check it out. Let me try to do the calibration for it. See if that helps. Okay, no calibration for it. I've tried all the different combinations. I'm trying both sticks to the lower outside corners, both sticks to the lower inside corners, both sticks to the lower left, and both sticks to the lower right. We have the left stick to the lower left and the right stick to the upper right, and still nothing. So I don't know what it could be with this thing. Okay, it's the little Hubsan combination, and that's lower right with the left stick, and then wiggle the right stick back and forth, and then you get a flashing right there of the lights indicating that it is calibrating. But my motor in the back there still won't turn on. So we're gonna turn this guy off, turn it back on. Hopefully it didn't just blow a motor. I don't know what's up with it. It's turning off and stuff now. This before. Okay, so I think this motor on this end here just conked out on me. So let's see. Yeah, I think the motor just died on me or something. I don't know. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to take off with this thing. So I guess the review flight is over for this little guy. So I don't know if I just got a dud or whatnot. I did watch a video from a long time ago, maybe a year or so, with Tigger's reviews, and he had one of these little guys, and it seemed like it kept cutting out on him too, but he was doing manual flips. I didn't try any manual flips with it or anything like that. Mine just seems to get dizzy when I do circles and spin the yaw a lot, do a lot of fast forward flight and a lot of banking turns, yanking and banking with it, and it seems to cut out when I do that. When I fly easy with it, it seems to fly really nice yaw on the highest rate. I'm really disappointed that I can't show you guys the highest rate on this one, because the high rate is a really nice yaw on that rate. There's a really nice pitch on that rate. There's a really nice pitch on that rate, but for some odd reason, if you're yanking and banking too much, this little guy just cuts out. It just can't take it. Maybe the flight controller just can't take it. I don't know. But that's it. A cool looking little quad here. The Hubsan H001. But we've got some problems with it. With the programming, or I don't know what it is. Is it a hardware problem? My motor seems to have gone out. Thanks for watching.